Let's walk through everything that has happened in the Rebecca Park case from December 1st through December 5th, because these 5 days have changed everything we thought we knew. December 1st. This was the first time Courtney and Brad Bartholomew walked into court. The entire community was holding its breath, waiting to hear the charges that investigators had been building toward. But instead, the arraignment was delayed. No charges were read aloud yet. No answers. Just this quiet, heavy moment where everyone knew something unthinkable had happened. But the legal process hadn't caught up to the truth we were all waiting to hear. Then came December 2nd, and this is when the reality of what prosecutors are alleging hit like a punch to the chest. On this day, Courtney and Brad were officially charged, and the charges were absolutely staggering. For Brad, prosecutors say he is accused of homicide, conspiracy to commit homicide, torture, conspiracy to commit torture, assault on a pregnant individual causing miscarriage or stillbirth, conspiracy to commit that assault, unlawful imprisonment, and removing a deceased body without consent. He's also charged as a habitual offender. His bond, denied. For Courtney, the accusations are just as severe: premeditated homicide, felony murder, torture, conspiracy to torture, assault on a pregnant individual causing miscarriage or stillbirth, conspiracy to commit that assault, unlawful imprisonment, and removal of a deceased body without consent. Her bond was also denied. And then the prosecutor, Carrie, stood in court and described what investigators believe happened to Rebecca. And again, these are allegations, not proven facts. But hearing them said out loud, it breaks you. Carrie said, "Mr. Bartholomew brought Rebecca to their home. He and Courtney forced her into another vehicle and took her into the woods where they stabbed her, forced her to lie on the ground while they cut her baby out, and ultimately caused her death and the death of the baby. They then left Rebecca in the woods." She called it a case of premeditated torture and murder, saying the Bartholomews created a plan and even conducted research. Those words changed this case forever. People were crying in their cars, messaging each other, posting online, because the brutality of what was alleged is almost impossible to wrap your mind around. Rebecca was 39 weeks pregnant. She was days away from meeting her son, and the future she was preparing for was taken from her in a way no one should ever experience. On December 3rd, Courtney returned to court. Another step in this process, another moment where the weight of these allegations sat heavy on everyone watching. And that same day, something else happened, something a lot of people did not expect. Kimberly Kimmy Park and Richard Faylor were released from jail. Their bonds were reduced dramatically. Faylor went from $1 million to $5,000, and Kimmy from $750,000 to $5,000, with 10% required. They walked out that day. And now both have hearings scheduled for December 9th. Kimmy in the morning, Faylor in the afternoon. Meanwhile, the community was grieving loudly. Fundraisers were being planned. Vigils were announced. Dinners organized. People trying to hold Rebecca's family up while absorbing the horror of what they had just learned. And somewhere in the middle of all this, we had to have a real conversation about the law, including whether this case could ever qualify for the death penalty under federal guidelines. I broke that down on our Facebook page, and if you want that turned into a video too, just say so. So that's where we are between December 1st and December 5th, a delayed arraignment. Charges that shook an entire state. A prosecutor describing an act of violence that is almost indescribable. A courtroom hearing, 2 people released, court dates set, and a community trying to make sense of a nightmare. Every case has missing pieces, and we're here to find them. Unsealed evidence digs into the documents, the timelines, the evidence they don't talk about. You can read every breakdown at unsealedevidence.com and follow us for updates, new findings, and deeper dives. We don't look away. We don't sugarcoat. We search until the truth shows itself. This is Unsealed Evidence.